Israel with PK. Started out 125th Street, Harlem, New York. I'm Commanding General Your Honor, 1 West, established 1969. We teach that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are and make up the 12 tribes of the lost 12 tribes of Israel. We're not affiliated with any other Israelite group. In fact, if it's not in the ISUPK Commanding General Your Honor, it's not of the truth. My name is Officer Kazak Shapar 50. We are going to teach LASHAWAN QADASH class today. We're going to review the number system about 5 minutes for those who didn't catch up and miss it. Then we're going to go over the some sentence structures, possessive adjectives, preposition, go over little sentence structures and vocabulary, and then we'll try to swing back and go over a little bit of the Hebrew characters for people who didn't forget for review. We'll do a little reviewing, but mostly we'll move on to prepositions. We'll get into how words are used in sentences. Okay? So, let's get going. We have for those who missed the number system last week, real quick here. If you didn't get it, you can copy it down, or if you didn't have a chance to roll it back. The first number in the LASHAWAN QADASH Paleo Hebrew is Akkad. Real quick review. So those of you who've been over this, just bear with me. We'll go over the system real quick, then we'll move on to something else. Akkad, 1, Shanya, 2, Shalash, 3, Arabai, 4, Kamash is 5. Like we talked about last week. Shah, 6. Like I said, we're going to do a quick review for those who didn't get it or caught up or were out doing something. Shabai, 7. Shama, Wana, 8. Vashai, 9. And Asherah, 10. It's basic like that. And then if you want to make those plural, we'll add a, say like if you want to, let's before we go to 20, let's say if you want to make 11 happen, then you say, you got to use the base 10 of Asherah, that's 10. You say Akkad, Asherah. Just like that, that'll make 11. Akkad, Asherah, that's 11. That will be 11. Just like that. Okay? And we're not going to get into detail because we've already gone over this like I said before. A little quick review for you. Then you want to get to 12 is Shanya, Asherah, 13, and so on and so forth. Shalash, Asherah, Arabai, Asherah, using 10 plus whatever number you want. The number goes first, the base goes second. And then, of course, you write Hebrew always from right to left. Kamash, which is 5, plus 10 is 15, so that's Kamash Asherah. So you'd write, let's say, for instance, if you want to write 15, you would write a Kamash over here, and then you write Asherah. Just like that. And then that would be 15. I'm sorry. Writing back, sir. Kamash Asherah. Now if you was write that in Hebrew, of course, you write it backwards, or from right to left. I'm sorry. You write it from right to left. You just simply write Ka in Paleo and translate it also to Assyrian. You write Ka, and then you write Ma, then you write Shah, Kamash, and then you write Asherah, going from right to left. The I, Shah, then you write a Ra. And of course, the Syrian, you just go ahead and write those characters just like you would normally write them. I, then you write Shah, then you write Ra. Akkad Asherah, just like that. Right to left. But when writing a number, you always grab, you want to write 15, and that goes for every last one of them. The same sequence. If you want to write 15, you write Kamash Ashara. But you write it from right to left when you translate it. Okay, we're going to Shah Ashara would be 16. Shabai Ashara, of course, is 17. Shamawana Ashara is 18. Thashai, which is 9 plus 10, that's 19. It's Thashai Ashara. Then you want to write Ashara. You want to write 20. Of course, this is a quick review, guys, so it's going to be real quick because we've done this last week. If you want to write Ashara, you don't say Ashara to have 20. You just say, put a yam, Ashara yam, like this yam here. That yam. You want to say Asharam. Ashara yam will be 20. And so on and so forth. You want to say 21, you say Akkad Ashayaram. That's the review that we did last week. So, guys, we'll give you a few seconds to write that down. Oh, yeah, we'll go ahead and do 100. 100 is Maya, M-A-A-H, Maya. That's 100. If you want to write 200 is Maya Yum. Put a yum on the end. Maya Yum. And of course, if you want to write 1,000, it's Alap. Of course, there again, you don't say Alap to get 2,000. It doesn't make sense. Just put a yum on the end. Alap Yum for 2,000. And 3,000, of course, will be Shalash Alap Yum. Arabai, Alap Yum. Once you get that Alap Yum there, that's what it is is adding 1,000 each time. If you put, if you go in sequence, if you say 3 Shalash Alap Yum, that's 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, Shasha, 6,000, Shalah, Shashai, Alap Yum, Shabai, Alap Yum, that's 7,000, and so on and so forth. So we'll give you guys a quick second to write that down, and we'll move on. We'll erase the board here. Give you about a minute there. We'll erase the board, and then we'll move on to just to review the characters a little bit before we move to prepositions and adjectives. Be a review to some people, but we're going to move on to sentence structure, to where we're putting possessive adjectives and possessive adjectives and prepositions. We're going to use it in a sentence. And of course, we'll use it in words first. Going to get you used to it so we can start making up things as we go, words and sentences, and learn how to use it, get versed in it. It's going to take a while because, I mean, you know, it's, you never stop learning. That's the whole point. So, I'm assuming we guys got that written down here, so we'll go ahead and erase the board. If you guys have any comments, just let me know. We'll give you another about 10 seconds there, 20 seconds there. Okay, we'll erase the board here, and move on to something else. I'm sure by now, between that little bit of time that you had allocated, now a race kind of slow, we'll move on to something. I want to make sure you guys pick up that. And every once in a while, we'll go back over the number system, and another 3 weeks from now, maybe 2 weeks, just to make sure to refresh, to make sure you guys understand, and maybe I get into something like adding numbers together. Try to even get more, a little detail, a little jazzy with it. Here in ISUPK. And so once you learn the number system here, it's at the base 10, Asherah, we'll get to some more things going on here in the number system. But right now we're going to erase the board, rely on your rerun on your broadcast there. Time hit erase the board, just want to be thorough. So bear with me here, okay? Like I said, this ISUPK started on 125th Street, New York, 1 West, 125th Street, Commander General Yohana. Teach blacks, Hispanic, Native Indians, make up the 12th tribe of Israel. LASHAWAN QADASH. Let's real quick here. Let's review. Let's go over something here. Let's go over. Let's say possessive adjectives here, real quick. We'll put it on the board, and we'll go from there. Let's do some possessive adjectives. Understanding of them a little bit better. I know we've one of the officers gone over them before. And I've gone over them a little bit, but we're going to do it again here. Possessive adjectives, okay? And we'll go over. What we'll do is we'll go over. We'll start with, let's say, lakam. Lakam. Keep it jasty. Okay. Lakam. Pretty sure here everyone knows what lakam means, but if not, we'll go over it. We'll tell you what that means. Lakam. One of our Hebrew words. Hold on a second. Let's see here. Okay.
What are you going to do? You wouldn't kill your own uncle.
No, Scar. I'm not like you.
Oh, Simba, thank you. You are truly noble.
Okay.
I promise.
Lakam. Well, what lakam means is actually means bread.
Run away, Scar, and never return.
Yes.
That's what lakam means. And what we're going to do is we're going to say,
What are you doing? Drinking.
by itself, lakam just means bread by itself. Let's say, what if we're saying, what if we want to say your bread? What if we want to do this? Your bread. Give you something to think about it, guys. Hope you're writing down as you go. You want to write your bread. Okay? Your bread. So if we want to write your bread, so we'll write lakam. Let's erase this over here.
Stop it.
Lakam kam. Well, actually, we're going to do that plus the plural. Welcome, Adrian. Shalom, sister. Checking in from Charleston, part of our school. So, let me see here. Normally, lakam ka is, but if you want to make that plural, if you says your bread, we want to add an M if you want to make it plural. That'll be like saying, whose bread is it? Well, it's your bread. It's your bread. Okay? And that's, of course, it's masculine, plural. Your bread. Your own. That's your bread to have. Lakam. Then we'll put kam there to make sure that that's plural, so lakam kam. And of course, how we write that, we'll write it in Hebrew first, and Paleo first. I'm sorry. La ka lakam. We'll translate it. Lakam. That's in Paleo, of course. Get another pen here. Guys, be writing, take good notes like we said before, remember? Always take good notes. That's Paleo, Hebrew. And of course, we'll add to that, and we'll just take this to another level. Well, of course, we'll do the Syrian. Let's do it in another color. Let's do it in green. Try to write it real big here. Take the time. We got plenty of room. We can erase the board today. I just want to get a point across. So you can really see it. And of course, we have one of those ending characters with an M. So we're going to make sure that we put the ending character there. There it is. That's an M. Lakam. And ironically, well, not ironically, you know, we read the Tanakh on Shabbat every Sabbath. And you'll find this word. Look this word up. Leviticus 26. Let's see here. Leviticus, I believe it's 26 and 5. We'll find it. We'll get it and we'll read it. I'll find it in the Tanakh, and let's just read it. So we read when you read the Tanakh, that's what we read a lot. That's why, there you go. It helps you to understand and read the Tanakh where our language is. And at least in the Assyrian, you can translate it to the Paleo courses where a lot of the Jews, when we were in captivity, they took our language, did their best they could to change things, but we still use it and translate it this way. We always let the Paleo, it's the mother language. This is just the Assyrian. And I'll show you there in a second here. That's the Assyrian. Let's come. So if that is true, let's find it. If it's true, let's find it in Leviticus 26, 5. And actually, there it is right there. That word, if you look it up, it's exactly what I had written on the board in the Tanakh. I'll try to magnify it a little bit. I don't know if it'll do it or not. Okay. Wait a minute here. Let's get some. There we go. Okay. Let's see if I can find it again here. I'll try to put it like right there. Right underneath there to be right where my finger is. You guys can see it. Trying to find it there. I don't know. Anyway, it's there. Kind of here by myself trying to get it on camera, but it's right there. La kam come. There it is. La kam come, and it's in the Tanakh. So most of the words translate pretty decent in Assyrian. There are some things that the people over there, the fake Israelites over there, those culture vultures, they will take things and they will put dots on their characters. I'm going to do a class on that, not now, but later on. But those dots represent their enunciation and pronunciation of how they would pronounce our Paleo to their language. So they took our characters, which is Assyrian. You find out the Persian captivity and the Syrian captivity. They've taken our letters and made them, and taken the Paleo and used their Assyrian and kept the characters and the things that they can't pronounce correct. They will add dots to try to change the enunciation of them because they can't say pronunciation. I say lakam. They say lakum or something crazy to the effect to let you know that they are not the 12 prophets. And that's what it is. I mean, you know, the Paleo Hebrew is old. It's very old language. They have it on tablets. It's written in inscriptions, cuneiform tablets. It's all over the place. Written in old ancient stones. You'll find this. I've seen pictures of it myself. Not in person, of course. But the Syrian, that's what they do. Like I said, I'll do a class on it where they put dots, like when they were doing their language, they cannot pronounce it correct, so they try their best to write it the best they can. So let's find that's how you say bread, your bread. So what if I want to say their bread? Well, let's find out. See, we got room here. I'll leave this up here. You guys write as you go. Now go and we're doing a little review of the alpha of the characters also. Remember the L, La. It's always good to review some things for people. And then Ka, Ma. You drop the A. Come, Ka, and drop the A again. And over here, have an ending character, La, Kam, Ka. La, Kam, Kam. It means your bread in plural. Let's go to their bread. Let's see, let's use some red here. What if I want to say, yeah, I guess we got room here. What if I want to say their? Their bread. So I would say, Lakam. Lakam. Give you a chance to catch up and write that one. Their bread. Lakama. Lakama. And of course, all of these. Ooh, let's make sure I got this spelled right. Yeah. Lakama, yes.
Here, cutie 66. Hello, cutie. What else do we have here? We have a star. Second.
I think it's in my room.
What was that? Did you guys see that for a second? Someone had a star beside their name. What was that?
Look behind the door.
Of course, these are male. Let's make sure. Right. These are always, in this case, we'll get to the female version of that. When you want to say their bread and female.
There we go. Okay, you guys ready? Let's all jump together. 3, 2,
That's
1.
their bread. Of course, it's plural.
Go! Woo! Okay.
Masculine.
We're falling. We're still falling.
And we'll write it out, their bread. We'll write the Syrian out real quick here since
Stop right there. It's saying 251.
La.
Okay, that's all that was. So we're now at 1,000 oofs. I suppose an oof is a height measurement. This game, I suppose so. I'll show you guys an oof. Continue to negatively impact my body by drinking this monster. Yeah, just stick to one.
Then it's ma.
You don't need to drink anything.
By itself. Lakama.
I don't really know what that means.
Lakama. Of course, you'll find that also in Ezekiel 12 and 19 when it talks about their bread, their fill of bread. We'll find that in Ezekiel. Is it 12 and 19? Yeah. Yeah, Ezekiel 12 and 19. And that's the male way of saying their bread. Let's give them their bread, man. And here's your bread, of course. And of course, we'll use another pencil here. We'll translate that into paleo. Oh, that's wrong.
I can do it.
There
Not
we go.
trying to do that. I tried to
Used the
put
wrong
my
character
hand
there.
on the ground and put
Sorry.
my feet all the way up there. You can't do this and do it.
This cop. Sorry about that. I always catch myself there. Put it in black to make sure.
Mommy, you can do
Okay,
this.
there it is right there. The
Mommy,
comma
you
cop.
can do this.
The comma.
Just saying, let's play Joker. No, we're playing bottomless pits simulator, okay?
Okay. You find that in Ezekiel 12. And so if I turn to the Tanakh again, that's what we use. And I find that. Because we read these, like I said, every week. There it is again. Right there. La comma. That says 19. I would go to 19. It says, I will give them one heart, put a new spirit down, remove their heart of stone, their bread, give heart of flesh.
Because it's like a month-long mistake that I need to live with. This is taking me a very long time.
Ezekiel 12 and 19.
While you guys have been
Right.
asking about Don. How's Don doing? Is he okay? With the move? Don's here. He's doing okay. He's seen better days, that's for sure.
There it is. 12 and 19. You're right there again. And the Tanakh, it's kind of hard to get it exactly where it is, but it's there. So not all the time it's going to be exactly correct there. If you have any questions, Adrian, and all of the rest of it in the chat, just place your questions in the chat. We'll try to get to them. Now we're going to go to the, well, of course, we'll do the paleo, la. And again, we're doing possessive adjectives and how they work. And then plurals also. Might as well put that up there.
Can you help me?
Kind of doing two things at once there. La, ka, ma, la, cum, la, kama. Then we'll put a, actually really, it's like this again. Oh, that's wrong.
I can do it.
Okay, what is this? I'm waiting for Thanos to come out. Dude, stop asking me to be your friend.
Right, there you go.
It's this guy.
La, cum, ma. That says their bread. Like I said again, you'll find it in Leviticus 26 and 5 when it says your bread. It's actually in the Tanakh. That's what we were talking about before. And then, of course, you want to go find out where their bread. Once you get good enough to start reading the Syrian and the Tanakh, that's what we do every week. You'll see and understand that it's actually, these words are actually there. Sometimes they use different variations, which throw me sometimes, but however, I always like to rely on the paleo if I can get it. Okay? Now let's go to the female version of the same sort. Give you a chance, guys, to write that down for a second. As we keep and start talking about possessive adjectives again, and we'll get into the breakdowns of possessive adjectives and, of course, sentence structure and how it relates
Relief from tough pain without the tough taste? Try Goodies Cool.
in words.
Goodies fast, Goodies delicious. Because pain relief shouldn't be a pain to take. Goodies flavors. Take.
Okay?
Stop.
Okay, sir, meows a lot. Food's
Let's
ready.
see here. All right. Come, ka. So we'll use the same thing. This time we're going to go to female.
Stop it. You're about to hurt.
Let's just erase it and start over here. Right there.
Never miss a Kindly Keen video again. Be sure to subscribe and hit that bell to turn on notifications.
You know I can use some salvaging, but it would start from scratch there.
Hello, everybody. I am Kindly Keen, and welcome to 5 Nights of Basics Education.
Instead of male, we're going to go to the way the female would say it.
Gameplay structure as 5 Nights at Freddy's.
Their
I can't
bread
believe that we played
and your
this
bread.
particular game in the past. Maybe we played it
You'll give you a chance to find yourself on a fresh new piece of paper there.
that I have not played. So I'm pretty excited and
Foxy.
also terrified. I see your first prize down the hallway there with those weird bloodshot eyes. He's also got claws, like it's
Okay.
his hands.
So, in the
At the end,
well,
of each of
sorry.
those fingers, and I hate it.
Get rid of this right here.
And prepare yourselves for some jump scares. Let's start.
Okay.
Okay. I need to get kind of a lay of the land here. Can I click on any of these things? Okay, I can't click on.
Yahweh Shemi Hawashah to all the brothers. Barakatah.
Let's see. Okay.
Yahweh Shemi Hawashah Barakatah to all the brothers. Yahweh Shemar Alatah Ba Shemi Hawashah to my sisters out there. As we join the class,
Down the click.
where we're talking about possessive adjectives,
Okay. And
Officer Kazak Shapar, and we've went over the number system as a review. Now we're going to get into
using by keeping
the
door
female
closed.
version of how you write
Yeah. Okay. That's pretty neat. I like that.
possessive adjectives, of how you write
Using the camera system does use a battery, 0.5%. Hello?
your bread. Instead of using com, we'll say la com
At least know
con.
kind of the layout of the school.
Well, let's put it in another color here,
Although I have no idea
Let's
how
put it
these
in,
characters work.
so we can see that.
So we can toggle into each of the cameras.
And of course,
and we have to
whether you're a brother or sister, you want to write both of these down,
Let's play time.
of course, so you'll know
Play time. Oh! These guys!
how your rib should be saying it.
I
La com con.
close.
That's your bread.
He's got a sweep.
That's for the woman. That's what she'd say, la com con.
Really long.
Or if you're addressing a woman, la com con.
They don't hold the light for that long. Okay, let's keep an eye on these two.
La com con.
This is gonna come after me, right? But I feel like there's gotta be an audio cue
And
for you.
let's go ahead and
Be fair. Okay.
we'll translate that
Going into other rooms.
in paleo. Let's see here. La com con.
And do another
La.
playtime moved. Of course she didn't. Where did she go? Where are you, play? No, I found you, camera 3. Okay,
Ka.
camera 3, camera 8. Okay, we got a nice indication of our
La
time.
com
He moved.
con.
Got a sweet move. Oh,
Just like that.
good. They're both
Well,
hanging out in the classroom.
That's paleo.
Does that mean
You have a chance to write that down. We'll move on to the translation of the la com con.
playtime come from?
The sisters,
I thought I blocked
la
it off.
com
Classroom
con.
is down the center.
For the female,
I don't know. They were very close.
sisters.
They got me. Let's try again. Okay, let's see if we can find. Oh, there's got to be
Come, come.
12.
And of course,
Playtime, but
it's yours.
cafeteria. I'm just gonna.
Really,
Gotta sweep and it's
when you're writing at first, I apologize again.
playtime. Playtime.
Sorry.
Where is
La
she?
com ka.
Playtime. Okay. Oh,
Then you want to make it plural.
hiding behind
You add that in on it.
13.
So la com ka. You,
Gotta sweep.
your bread. But if you want to say plural form, la com con.
Of course it moved. I know playtime. Oh,
La
playtime.
com con. Of course, we've already reviewed Leviticus 26:5 and show you in the Tanakh or the Bible. If you read the Hebrew on it, you'll see your bread in Hebrew in the Tanakh. We showed that before.
Wait, camera 7? Is that where I am? Okay, so that's down.
All right, let's translate that in La com con.
Right? Do I just close it?
We'll write it. We'll use it.
I mean, I don't know.
We'll do it in
He's in camera.
black here.
Okay, he's right there. He's in this classroom right
La, it's a L. We'll write ka. The Syrian. Should be reminded this is a Syrian here.
She's so sneaky.
The paleo's here, of course.
Try again. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. The game doesn't really explain how to prevent getting murdered
Lakam.
by playtime.
Ka.
Got a sweep, so you just kind of have to figure it out.
Now,
I haven't
for
really been
you guys in the audience, put in there.
I don't know if like
Well,
these sections.
what kind of, I'm gonna say Lakam Khan. We have something special going on there, typed in there. Or at least,
Playtime is making noises. And
if you realize that we're gonna use something special there, I'll just go ahead and give it to you because it's kind of hard to say that. I'll just use it, I use maybe blue. The ending character,
I've spent the last hour.
we'll do this.
Just staring at
Remember?
the screen. It's sort of
The ending character
You know what? I'm not gonna
will
complain.
look like that.
Strategy, it may or may not work. I just
That's the ending character for N, for Khan. Lakam Khan.
Is not one seriously this
Your Lakam Khan. For female. Female only. The male was Khan. Lakam Khan. You guys a chance to write that. And we'll move on to their bread.
and I kind of feel bad. I sort of feel like I cheated. I don't make the rules. I just follow them. We're almost there. Let's go! Greatest game of the world is
We're going to
MLG. Here we
get into some sentence to formulate a sentence here, and we'll do that quite often. But first, I thought it's good to do prepositions, of course, and possessive adjectives, and we're going to get into that, the plurals, so you'll begin to understand how this stuff relates. So when you start to write words, and say, okay, I can put those words into sentences, and that's how our holy language, LASHAWAN QADASH, is used. La, kam, kan. Ending character. La, kam, kan. In. And over here, but it's got to be ending character in Syrian. That's the one that we lose in captivity. To reiterate again, this is the holy language that we've used.
that needs to go into the washing machine. Or you know what? Into the trash can, maybe. Even better. Okay, so I
Okay. Now let's say their bread. How will we say that?
However,
Their bread.
feeling that playtime is still here.
How will we say that?
If we
How about
playtime, make her signature
Lakam
voice,
na
we're kind of dead, but I'm rolling with this same strategy because
for women?
I
Female.
am scumming the game. And I'm not afraid to say it. This is not going to work forever.
Lakam na.
But if it can work,
Lakam now. Their bread. Plural.
everybody's still just standing
Lakam
there
na.
staring at me. We're almost halfway through the level.
Lakam na. There again. We'll translate it.
It didn't let me get away with it.
Let's translate it. We'll use, let's say, blue here so you can see it.
Playtime was there and she didn't make a peep. She just came straight to me, murdered me dead. Do I get to try again?
We're right in,
Nope. Back to night one. Wow, that is brutal. So I'm gonna try to get back to night two.
Boy, I
and
tell
then
you.
I'm actually gonna play night two instead of
There.
scumming.
It's a good L. You guys can see that? Yes. La, ka,
Hey, buddy. Love the hair. Love it so
la,
much.
ka, and right up. Ma,
He's done it. He has actually
kama, and then of course, over here, give me some room here. Equal 12 and 9.
bully arts and crafters. I think that's arts and crafters. He looks like a pimple.
We have to use a special character again. That's the one that occurs at the end. That's an M. I'm sorry.
There she is.
In, I'm sorry. I apologize.
Cafeteria right
Right there.
which is kind of surprising.
La kam na.
Has moved. The
So we're going to do this.
and playtime moved. Oh, good. Okay, there he is. There's arts and crafters.
And na. You see that? That is the ending character of an N.
There's playtime. Oh,
That letter.
Molly's getting a little closer. So
La kam na. Of course. That's a Syrian. We'll go ahead and read and write it in.
Yes, that was an extremely girlish scream, and I'm not afraid to admit it. Is she gone? She left.
La.
Hello! Go away. I don't want to see your face. Not that close. You can't be that close. It's uncomfortable for everybody.
Then we'll write a ka.
Great to see you. Please leave.
This ka right here.
Everybody leave now. I'm gonna run out of battery.
Then we'll write M.
Great. Very fun. Yeah. Okay. People arts.
And then we'll write it in.
There he is.
But come now.
Actually working. I can't believe it.
Like that. Like I said again, that's the paleo.
Don't do it.
And it helps. The reason why I do the translation is so when you look into the Tanakh,
Only 30 minutes.
this is Assyrian.
Do this. You know what? Just close
When you look in the Tanakh, that's what we read
I'm just gonna close all the doors.
every week.
For a few more seconds.
When you look in the Tanakh, you're going to see these words. You wonder what in the world are they? That word, I just showed you an example. There's many. What was that?
Okay, there's the
Ezekiel 12 and 19.
first prize is joining
Ezekiel
the party. That's cool.
12 and 19 had erased it there.
I'm okay with that.
When you look in the Tanakh and the Bible, if you had a Bible that had translations like that, or a computer or a cell phone that had Hebrew translations, you're going to see this word here. You won't see the paleo, you'll see the Assyrian. Because that's what the culture vultures, bandits, ain't got nothing better to do but try to perpetrate us. La, kam, kan. You'll see that word actually in Leviticus 26. You'll see kam in there actually with the M, but you get the point. Kam, you'll see it. But in this case, it's the female, so it's the female, la kam kan. You'll see that word in the Tanakh, just like that. So, guys, if you get a chance, buy Tanakh, just practice reading it. But, because you get enough information here to learn how. So that's why we have, it's a build-up. That's why you have to learn your characters, even your numbers, your plurals, your possessive adjectives, your prepositions, your sentence structure, so you'll understand what in the world am I reading. You'll begin to read it like that. Lakamna. We'll give you a chance to write that down, guys. And of course, that's in Ezekiel 12 and 19. You'll see these words. Just like that. Give you a chance to write it down, guys.
Great. You know what? They're doing this again. No! Say, I gotta see principal. Okay, I hate it. I hate it. Why is he a squid thing?
Okay.
Gotta love that whistle. That's fun. Oh, man. Okay, we got down to 18% battery that time. Got a little
Let's
scared.
do a,
Survived night 4. We're moving on to the final night. I have a feeling we're all gonna get to see everybody's favorite ball cat. Alright, Baldy. Where you
if
at?
you got that written down, we'll give you guys about
What's on with the bloodshot eyes?
a
Okay.
few more seconds to write that down, and we'll move on
The tally of everybody.
to some more sentence structures,
Everybody. Wait.
possessive adjectives, and
Okay.
prepositions.
So there are 7 characters. Everybody's here except for file name 2. No file name 2, right? That's fine. I'm okay with that. Yeah, Baldy looks a little creepy.
Okay,
It's kind of like a slip.
so let's get into something different here. Hope you guys understand that.
There's Baldy. Baldy is at the end.
Have any questions, just
Okay.
type them in.
Boy. Oh, that's fun.
Everywhere you go, Google and Facebook are tracking you. What you watch, where you shop, when you sleep,
You can do all your words just like that if you just take your time and look at them
apps. It will
and to see how they're structured. Say what possessive adjective I got to use
Okay, now that I've completely lost track of all the characters.
to make that happen, what plural I got to use.
To this point,
We've given that class before where we went over them, and of course, I may just go over them this class here. Now that we understand how to use them, we may just go over it again to refresh possessive adjectives and prepositions. because we use a lot of that in Hebrew
So far.
writing.
Oh, that was intense. I can't believe it. We died on the fifth night. That's a bummer. Couldn't quite
Bear with me here as I erase the board.
I'm still happy that we made it that far. We got to see all of the characters in the game, all uniquely terrifying except for First Prize. He's just cute. So close yet so far away, but hopefully you guys enjoyed that regardless. If you guys want to try out this game for yourselves, there will be a link in the description down below. But that is going to do it for this video.
Okay, we'll get into, let's use a word like, makes the board here get a little bit cleaner there. There we go. Takes a little time there. Bear with me, guys. Thank you for your patience. ISUPK, LASHAWAN Friday night, LASHAWAN QADASH class, Officer Kazak Shapar. Okay, clean board. All right. So let's get into something like, let's say, let's say I am watching. I am watching. Well, let's figure out how to say that. I am watching. Okay? Alright. Well, the first thing we got to do is find out, how do you say to watch in Hebrew? That's shawamar. Shawamar. In its simplicity form, in its simplest form, shawamar means to watch. Like you tell a brother, go and watch. If somebody tell me, let's go and watch. Let's be on shamar. Watching is shawamar is to watch, but if you want to go on watch a shamar, we're going to use to watch shawamar. Watching. We're going to get to watching here in a second. To watch. Boy, did I spell that right? No, I messed that word up completely. Bear with me, guys. All right, let's do this again here. Okay, to watch. A-T-C-H. Okay. Now, shawamar. That means, you go stand guard to watch. And so, how will we say I'm watching? And it could be, in this case, it could be, you can say masculine or feminine, to watch. All right? Give a chance to write that down, guys. So, let's say, how do we say I am watching? So to be anya. Anya. Shawamar. You know what? Let's just erase this right here. That way I don't have to write all that over again. Sorry about that. Anya. Shawamar, to watch. That's, like I said, this is either masculine or feminine. Brother and sister. Welcome, Thomas Brown. Shalom, my brother. How about you? How shot Rakatha? Our upcoming troopers here from the class. From the class, get your Adrian. A few others I'm not picking up here necessarily. But let's see. Let's translate that in Hebrew. Guys, write it down. Keep good notes here because I've got notes here. Let's going on a year old here. Let's see. Anya. An. So it's an. And if I didn't put the connectors on that last time, guys, just forgive me there. Sorry about that. An, ya. Forgot. Sometimes I may forget the connectors in a hurry here. But you have to have connectors in your Paleo Hebrew, quite naturally. Matter of fact, I'm sure I forgot them. I'll catch up on that, those two words here. Maybe before we leave, I'll put the connectors back in, or I may do it before class is over, or like I said, before I leave, or next week. But I will get them. Slot. That is the Paleo. So let's go with Shawamar. Let's translate that. Well, let's do that in another color. Let's pick green. Sha. I'm sorry. We're still in Paleo here. Sha, wa, mar. Okay. Sha, wa, mar. That's all Paleo. The whole line. Of course, if we did that in Assyrian, let's put that in blue. Did that in Assyrian. We'll like an N here. We'll put a ya. Just doing this just from translating it from here to there. You know. And we'll do a here. Sha, wa, ma. There are no ending characters, so there's nothing special going on at the end of the character. So it's anya, sha, wa, mar. Just like that. And that, of course, is Assyrian.
Come on, let's go poop. You better not poop on yourself. You're going to the toilet.
There we go. Give you a chance to write that down, guys. That's when you say, well, I am watching. That's male or female in this case. When we're using it this way, and we'll get to the man and how the brother said and the sister said, but you can use this male and female. Anya. Anya, Shawamar. So let's get into how, if you want to take that word and say, how do we say this in actual just male only? The tenses here. So let's just go male only. Let's go male only. We'll use another color here. Then we'll get to the female in a second here. Male only. So instead of saying ya, we'll say you. You're watching. So we'll say let's do it this way. You watch. You're watching. Make sure that is right here.
What? No, it's not done yet. You gotta go to the toilet, okay? Yes. Tomorrow you're gonna wear underwear and go to the bathroom all day. You're gonna use the pot all day from tomorrow, starting tomorrow. So this is what you're doing. No, you don't stop peeing in the bed when you go to sleep.
We're gonna put you. When we want to say you're watching, we want to say present tense. You're watching. That sister, that brother got a. We have, first of all, we have sister Zion. ISUPK, Khan, very good. Got Officer Shar. How about Shemi Hawashai? How Shamar Al-Thah? Shemi Hawashai, the sisters. Let's go and let's put in how we would write present tense. You're watching. So let's find out. Let's find out how we say that. Possessive adjectives, and we're going to put prepositions, of course. For the man, it'll be tha. Atha, shawamar. Atha, shawamar. Of course, we'll erase it and make sure we do this righteous here, so we won't confuse anything here. Me trying to take shortcuts, and forgetting connectors and all of that. That ain't right. For the man, atha, shawamar. You're watching. That's masculine. Sister Thayim, always join us. Consistent sister. Honor students. Adrian. Thomas. Of course, Shar, Officer Shar. Appreciate his help sometime when I can't find what I need. Comes up and help the brother. Right to left, right to left. See, that's right. Okay, I see what you're saying. That's masculine, of course. The thought. Let's translate that. If you guys have any notes, appreciate that, Officer Sharp. If you have any notes, write them down. Sharp, pass them on to me, and we'll get them We'll get them translated here and get you guys know what you need. Atha Sharamar. And then for the female, Sister Thine and Adrian and all the others that are watching here. When you say you're watching, female, it's Athan. Athan. Ah and on. Remember?
Dude. These are what are you making a mess on my couch?
Let's see. Baez Yahawada is watching. Baez Yahawada is watching. Very good. So let's get this one here. Let's get cracking on this. Atha. Let's do the, who we got? Sha, Wa, Ma. And this time we're going to do something special. We're going to put Ra. Sharamara. That's female. When you want to say you're watching. Sisters can stand watch too, you know, that's for as directed by their husband. So we say ah, tha. It's right here. Ah, tha. And then we're going to say Sha, Wa, Ma. Sharama. Done this, it's been a while since I've done this one. Sharamar. Sharamar. Says ah, right here. Stop. A little break right in there, so you'll see that that's right here. We're doing the male here first, of course. The version of you're watching. Then we're gonna go. Let's do the connectors here. Ah. I'm sorry, Atha, then we're going to say Sha, Kalaki, Sha, Wa, Ma, Shalamar. Sharamara. Shara. Mara. Get that sound out of there. We're going to do, let's break down the, one of these versions will cost the time. Now let's see how much time we have. Yeah, let's get that. We'll just go ahead and do the series. Let's do another color here. Let's use red. We'll say A here. Ah. And of course, we'll use the tha. Making sure here. Atha. Then we use that, make sure we get that sound there. Kind of writing real big here. Atha. Atha. And we're going to use Sharamar. Well, I mean, you know, it's going to be a bring down of these letters here. only in Assyrian. We'll translate that. Atha. There's some space over here. Shalimar. There's some space before it's get confusing here. Lockwood. Right here. Shah. And we'll have to use Wamar. Then we use an R right there. And of course we use another ha sound. There it is right there in the Syrian. So, and I'm not going to translate the sisters, but it's going to be the same thing. We're going to have an N there on the end. I mean, I can. And I mean, you know, if you let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and take the time to do that. Don't want to rush because last time I forgot the connectors on one of them. I don't want to do that. Let's see. All right. Athan, and Paleo. And we're going to say, will there again be the same thing that we just had. Just making sure you guys see it. Athan. Oh, that's a wild looking A.
Stop.
Yeah, like I said, Makwai Zabalawan is watching. Of course, Sister Thyme is watching. Okay, let's finish breaking that down. Atha, Thun. Then we're going to put Sha, Wa. We'll have a M sound, Ma. Then we'll have a R sound, Ra. Then we'll have Ma, Ra, but we'll do this. Ra. Since we have Ra'ah, we'll have to do this. If I'm not mistaken. I think it's, and we'll have a Shawa Mara. So let's see. Ah, Ta, Athan, Athan. Sha, Wa, Ma, Ra. Oops. We want to pronounce all that together, so we're going to have to say oh, that's the wrong one. I'm not mistaken, I think that's Ra. I can't believe if there's an A or not in there. And we'll leave it just like that for a second.
Oh, dang it, you can't see what happens. The only way you're gonna see what happens is if you go to my first description and download TikTok and follow me on my TikTok. Hey. I'm so sorry, guys. Yeah, go follow me, guys. First link down below.
Yeah, the other one. There we go. Last time I think I had this right here. It should have been this. Sha. Wa. Ma. Ra. Sha wa ma. It's like that. Sha wa ma. That's the male. Of course, that's the female on that right there. Let's get the paleo of that. Let's break it down with paleo. I'm sorry. Let's break it down to Syrian. Use blue. So we'll say ah, and then of course we're going to say tha with a golf club there. A thun. But this time we're going to have to make sure, because we're using an ending character, we're going to have to say this. A thun. Just like that. For the female. A thun. Then we're going to use this, just bring these characters down, just using in paleo. Ah. Thumb, Shawamar, oh, that's a funny looking in. Let's do this. That's a little better. Shawamar. Then we'll use a ra, of course. And then we'll use an H sound, the ha. So we got this right here. Shawamara. Right. Yeah. Like that. Shawa ma ra. That's the female version of how you write it. Shawamara. So, all right, let's move on to something else. That is like, when you're saying you're watching, that's like the present tense. It's the present tense. Present tense. We'll write it up here. Present tense. Give you a chance, guys, to write that down. The present tense. Of course, this is the feminine here, of course, right there. The present tense of you are watching. You're watching. That's right now. That's what we say right now. You're watching. All right. Give you guys a few more seconds to write that down, and we'll move on. Have any questions in the chat? Just type them in. See if we can get to them. And like I said, we make sure you write Hebrew from right to left. That's what we're doing, right to left. Okay. Let's move on to another tense. Let's move on to another. I don't want to try to fill anything in. That's why I'm erasing it every time, writing it real big, because if I try to fill something in, I'll mess something up or I'll just forget something, and I don't want to do that. I'm using some brain and some notes, so it's easy to misplace something like I did on those connectors there on the very first one I did. That's the whole idea of the Hebrew, Paleo Hebrew, is that it has connectors. That's what you want to use. that teaches you to pronunciate and denunciate the word good, so when you pronounce the word, it will come out correct. So we've been thorough here. We'll erase the board again. Okay, let's move to something like Hebrew for he is watching. Let's go. Let me see here. Let's make sure. Yeah, present tense. He. So present tense again. We'll put it down here. Present tense. Present tense. For present tense for he is watching. He is watching. Shawamar again, that word. We'll wear that word out. Shawamar. Shamar. He is watching. He is watching. Went from I am watching, we went to you're watching. Now we're going to go to he and she, and we'll do we're watching. We'll do that one too. Watching. Let's figure this one out here. Okay, so let's just put it down. In the male, how's the male say it? Well, they will say, ha, wa, ah, awa, shawama. Awa, shawama. Sha, wa, ma. Yeah, that's right. Give me a chance to write that down real quick here. And the sisters will say, I'll put it in another color here. Let's put it in blue. The sister will say, instead of saying ha-wa-ah, we'll write down the distinguishing what it is here. Instead of saying ha-wa-ah, they're going to say ha, this is female. Ha, ya. Ah. Of course, the word is shawamar. Ra. Sha. Put that same thing that we did last time, that we did over here when we said present tense, shawamar. It says atan shawamara. This will be haya shawamara. Sha, wa, ma, ra. Okay? Give you a chance to write that down, and we'll translate one of them, maybe two. I don't know. See how much time we got here. I'm glad to see the brothers and sisters join every week to class. Sister Thyme, McQuide Zavalan. Let's see here. We got Brother Thomas and Sister Adrian. There was one more here. Baez, I believe it was. Okay. We'll get, this is he. This is sort of like, when we say he, it's like singular. I mean, you know, it's not, instead of, it's present tense, but it's just a singular. But it's present tense. He. And then over here is, of course, she. I won't write it all over again. We'll just say she is watching. She over here, and we got he over here. Of course, we got his watching, Shawamar, same thing. Okay? And that's how you would say that if they're on watch. So we'll do a little translation on it. We'll just, by now you guys should be able to do a lot of this on your own, but we'll do it anyway. See what kind of time we have. We have 8:25. Okay, yeah. We'll do it anyway. Shawamar. So we'll say, oh boy, do we even got in the room? We'll try to do the paleo. We'll try. Let's see. Yeah. I don't know. Let's try.
Yeah!
Yeah. Wa. And then we're going to put dependent connected for both of those. So we'll say ha, singular, wa, then we'll say ha, wa, wa. Wait a minute. Wa, and then we're going to say yeah, that's right, that's right. We'll join them two together, ha, wa, and then we'll come over here and we'll write that, I'll just write this, let's see, Shawamar, we've done it before, I'll write it out again, yes, I guess we'll go ahead and do that. Just for the sake of writing it. Shaw. Make sure we have it written here.
And Motron.
Really quick, before this video starts, make sure you guys are
Ma.
subscribed to my channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss any of my daily videos. Oh, look at that! The volcano erupts.
Our world is changing.
What's going on there?
While we're all taking care of ourselves.
Welcome back to my channel. Today we are back at the beginning of Fazbear Edge in Roblox.
Sha, wa, ma.
Brand new badges out now that we're gonna get in this video. But before we do, make sure you are subscribed to my channel and
Then we're gonna
hit
go.
the bell icon so you never miss any of my daily
Make sure we got this right here.
And whenever you're buying Robux, use star code Galvin. Alright, so the first badge is called Back the Bear.
Sha, wa,
Be careful.
sha, wa, ma. Shawamar. Hiya, Shawamar. And we'll go to the paleo over here. We'll do a different color. Go blue. Do the same thing here. We'll go ha. Hiya. The female. Hiya. Hiya. Ya. And then we'll have right here. So for the female it's ha.
We just have to find the volcano area.
Ya.
That's a volcano.
Ha. Hiya. Ha. Ya. Ha.
The volcano a little bit.
Make sure you get that H sound in there.
I mean, it's a giant volcano.
Right in here.
I don't
A.
think it should be too hard to find.
Ya.
At least I
And of
hope
course we
not.
have ha.
I mean, I don't know.
And a little sloppy here. We don't want to do that.
Something over there.
There.
Something over there looks like
Of
it's
course,
I see it over there.
for the female here, we'll write
So let's go get it. Oh man.
yeah, Shawamar. We'll write
These badges. 'Cause,
Sha.
time to get back here.
wa,
Oh, look at
ma,
that. Oh no, parkour.
ra.
Why? Why is it gotta be parkour? Oh.
Sha, wa, ma, and of course we'll have ha right here.
By the way, you guys are gonna get me killed. Please. Alright, let's see. I'm assuming this is the Molten Bear badge right here.
got a chance to write that down.
Oh man, where do I even go? Where does this start?
We'll come over here and we'll translate that in Assyrian. Of course, that's Paleo. We'll put a P in here.
Very nice.
Takes time to break these down.
Alright,
It'll take a lot of time. They take a lot of time for me to get into everything I needed to go. But at least we got into
man, okay. This is
present tense,
challenging, I can already
singular form.
but so
I may get a chance to write down the plural form for we're watching
exactly, but
in a second here. If I got a chance to take the translation, but yeah, I guess we can.
oh, is this in case you fall? It might be in case you fall. Okay, so I went the long way around for no apparent reason. But I'm just checking out the scenery, you know? Is that gonna kill me? Oh, it is. Alright, well now we know for a fact that kills you. Good to know. Very good to know.
Let's see, where
So
am
now
I at
let's
here?
actually do the part where it's stop
Okay,
messing
I'm
around.
gonna write another.
Oh man, I don't even know where Foxy is. I don't know if this is Freddy technically. I have no idea. But I guess we'll find out, right?
Put the she down here a little bit.
Only one way to find out. I shouldn't stop sprinting though. I will spell the first
Of course,
jump.
that she is watching there. We'll finish it up here in Assyrian. This is Assyrian, of course.
That's me. Long
Well,
before I had democracy,
I don't want to get there. That's sloppy.
I've always been a ringleader, had a zest for life. Flash forward, then I kept me from the important things. And when the doctor said surprised me, she said my joint pain could
Okay.
be permanent joint damage.
That's better.
And Emerald helps relieve joint pain.
Where was I?
Stop that joint damage. Ask about
Shawamar?
Emerald,
Okay, yeah.
back to being
We'll
your
say,
true self. Emerald never
Shawamar.
will fight infections. Serious, sometimes
Sha-
including infections,
Wa-
lymphoma, other cancers,
And we'll say
and allergic reactions have occurred. Tell your doctor
Shawamar,
if
yeah.
a place where fungal infections are common,
That's it.
or if you're prone to infections,
Like that.
cancer sores,
And then we have R.
have been treated for heart failure, or
Shawamar.
persistent fever, bruising, bleeding, or pains. Don't
And
serve
for the
an
sister,
infection like the flu.
in Assyrian, our beautiful sisters out there in ISUPK.
To see how your joint damage could progress.
It is in Assyrian.
And the second. Come on. Here we
We'll,
go.
ha,
Oh boy. So if we
Oh,
fall,
yeah.
we do die. So that is definitely something to keep in mind.
haya,
Wait, so do I wanna
haya,
so much focus.
haya. And we'll need another one of those.
Oh no.
There we go.
Alright, I can
Hiya.
make
See if I can
this
just
jump.
wing this one
I
here.
can make that
Shawamar.
jump, sprint back on.
Sha,
With these, oh no. Oh wait, that's not a jump, okay. Woo. Alright, I turn sprint
Wa.
for this. Because this requires
Ma.
precision. This is a very precise part of our area. And I don't want
take
to
good
mess
notes,
it up.
guys. Shawamar.
No, never.
Is that possible?
Then of course we'll write a
Alright,
aha.
alright.
That will be like
Turn sprint on. Oh, we did it!
Like
Oh
that.
my goodness! Woo.
did I do
I
that right?
can't believe we actually did it. I didn't think I had it, did we?
Yeah. Okay. Then we have ha, ya,
Oh boy, look
Ah,
how
yeah,
far it
ah.
goes.
Ah, yeah,
Are you
ah.
kidding me?
ha, ya,
This is
ah.
just for one of the
Put a dot there
bands.
so you can break up the word. Sha,
Alright,
wa,
we can do
ma,
this, ladies and
ra.
gentlemen.
Just like that.
We just got
You got a chance to write that down. Then we'll do one last here. I think we got enough time.
Gotta believe everyone.
We'll write
That's
the
it. That's how
the
we
plural
do it.
form of watching. And then next week, of course,
Taking this nice and
we're going to
slow.
go over some sentences, some more sentences. Because I mean, like this is a complete sentence. He's watching. Period. She's watching.
Here we go.
Period.
Here we go.
She's watching. Period. We're gonna get into some more sentence structure and prepositions. Next week, I had planned on going over
Please.
some sentence structure using prepositions and possessive adjectives at the same time,
Ruin it all. Oh,
Um,
man, that is
so we can break it down and see a little bit further.
chat for me.
But like I said, it's the present tense, singular form.
Let's get back to that point, I guess.
Okay,
Oh,
you guys have that written down. Let's erase this real quick. Let's see how much time we got here.
Oh,
We got 8:35. Yeah, we got time to do a little bit more here.
We did it! We did it! Oh my goodness, it's a miracle. It's a Christmas miracle, everybody. I don't know where the other badge is though. Oh boy, I can't believe it. It wasn't that hard, but I'm just awful at parkour, which you may or may not already know. But if you didn't know, now you do. I'm assuming Foxy is back in this
Some
cave.
more time to erase the board.
I don't know for sure. I'm gonna go check. This looks like a place where Foxy would be, don't it? Just in a cave, chilling? Uh-oh. Oh, yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep, we found it. Oh, those guys are crazy. They're just trying to jump.
Let's get into the plural form for we saw.
There's an order to these things. You gotta go in the correct order. All right,
For
here we
watching.
go. What?
Of course, you can use this same basic idea in most words.
All right.
The Hebrew characters and letters, forms, and you can use the same basic idea.
I could do it.
So let's get into, see, so far we went over
I don't even want to talk about what just happened there. That was
to watch,
really bad. That was
I'm watching,
unfortunate.
you're watching, present tense, you're watching.
It doesn't.
And of course, I'm watching was masculine and feminine.
That's a good thing already.
And then we went on the present tense, atha and athan, shawamar. I'm watching. Then went to present tense, you're watching.
That is so cool.
Let's back up.
Oh man.
Atha and athan, present tense, you're watching. That's right. Atha, shawamar for the men, and athan with an N, shawamara for the women. Then we just got through doing he's watching, hawa'a, shawamar. Then we did she is watching, haya'a, shawamara. Make sure you put that mara on the end, and haya'a, sisters. Let's get into the
It's a Easter egg.
plural form, because we talked about that.
There's an ear, there's an ear. See? The more you know. I'm glad I could help. All right,
Let's get to the plural form.
It looks way easier than the other one.
We're watching.
We shouldn't have done
And it would be the plural form, it just happened to be present tense.
Okay.
Because we're watching is always present.
Just climbing up some stairs, that ain't hard.
It's not yesterday. It's not 2 hours from now. It's we're watching right now. So let's do this. We, we're. And of course you put the little we are, we're, same thing. We are. We are what? Well, we're watching.
Pretty difficult.
We're going to do this in masculine and feminine also. Watch. Ching.
We're actually going to have to leave the game and rejoin.
There you go. We're watching. Okay, for the men, let's use another color here.
Just so we can go back to our VIP server. So I will be right.
Use black.
Alright everybody, we are back in the lobby. So let's go ahead and head into badge morphs and check out the two
Now,
badge
for this,
animatronics.
plural form, it could be male or female.
Like this little scene.
That's male
Magma coming in, we got a big red
or
light.
female.
We have buildings
Because when they say we're watching, that makes sense.
And here we go.
Could be a male and female watching.
That looks
We're
so
watching.
cool. I am gonna take it to
But
the
if they
back,
do it,
just so we can see it a little better. Look
if
at that.
you break it down, you want to say, well, she's watching. And you say, haya, shawamara. You want to say, he's watching. Hawa, shawamara. So let's do it. Let's say how we would say that. We would say, ak,
Endopupils.
na,
Eyeless. Oh wait, I don't know which one. Oh, there we go. Eyeless.
Nawa.
Eyes. Wide eyes. Jeez, reading's hard. Office stance.
You look at your,
Very cool. And a twitch.
okay, nawa.
There we go. There is the brand new Magma Bear, and of course the night vision as well. That is so cool looking. Alright, let's reset and check
Nawa.
out Magma Foxy next. I can't believe it.
Oh, there it is right here. Looking all over, right on the face here. Nawa. So if you want to say,
The parkour didn't
you'll look at the plural forms, remember, nawa.
taken 2 hours plus. So I'm really happy with
It's
how
our,
we performed this one.
or us,
I'd like to see
or
the
we.
two for Rock the Fox.
Now
Got
what?
the lava, got the building sinking
Remember?
down. And of course,
That's
back
possessive
to Foxy.
adjective.
I am gonna bring him to the map.
Now, that's correct. Just want to make sure here. Yes, now, that's right. It's
He's
possessive
like,
adjective.
rocks, and then he's got the lava. Look at his teeth are lava.
Right here.
That is cool. He has a perform. Very nice. I like how he flicks his
So let's say nawa, then we'll say
a disabled
shawa,
jump scare.
shawa,
Pupils, eyelids. What? Turn off. Eyes.
mar,
Oh, that is cool. But I still think
then we're gonna get into
So
yum.
that's
Uh-oh.
very nice.
That's a plural there, if I'm not mistaken.
And
Sure is. So we got a lot of things going on here. We got possessive adjective going on here.
these badges
Nawa,
and the animatronics you get for
we're,
getting the badges.
our.
And they're not insanely hard. I mean, if I did the parkour, anybody can, to be honest. So definitely recommend you get these and all the Easter badges as well.
We're, our, or
Please
us.
down below to the game. So I highly recommend you check it out. And that's
Okay.
it for me. Make sure you are
We're, our, or
subscribed.
us. Well, in this case, we're.
My daily videos and whenever you're buying
That's that
Roblox,
nawa.
use
That's what makes it that. Akna, nawa.
Shara
Sharamayam is make it plural. It's gotta be plural because you got more than one person watching. We're. So let's break that down real quick here. Akna nawa. Sharamayam. So let's we're just gonna have it's gonna be, and like I said, it's male or female.
We completed the game, we unlocked the gallery, and
So just gotta break it down one time.
we found out that this vault has some pretty insane secrets in it. Like, I'm talking new
We'll have ka,
crazy stuff in it. So I have what I think
we'll have
to be
na,
the last code for the vault.
then we'll have
I have seen what this
then we put the
a small snippet of it.
connectors on it.
Literally a gameplay screenshot,
Ah,
that's it. And
na,
I'm very excited. You guys are in for a treat
na,
because
wa.
it's gonna be a lot of fun, and when you guys
Make
see
sure we
what
get that
we're
right.
up against, you're gonna you're gonna be scared just like I'm about to be because I'm not ready.
na,
Oh no, I'm gonna do a whole night of this thing. Oh, I'm not ready. Oh, by the way, guys, new Roblox video going
Nah,
on tonight. Check
sorry.
it out, okay? It's
Want this
Roblox
whole
Baby
word
Chapter
broken down
8.
here.
It's releasing
This
tonight,
whole
new chapter.
emphasis on not.
From this video to that video, drop a comment on the Roblox Baking video.
That's why we connected the two here. Well, I'll get a little sloppy here. 1, 2, 3. Now, just make sure we got a singular connection here, independent. Here we gotta have the dependent connected here on not. Gotta have that. Now what? Now
You've told us
what?
few people, but no one believes you.
Now
Some
what?
investigative work to perform for entertainment. So let's
Up,
bring
now,
the building
now what?
establishment on. You were attacked by
Okay,
a creature.
and over here we're gonna have
Pretty fast.
shawamar.
Use the camera to
Yum.
track the monster.
So we'll
When the
say
monster is in
sha,
attack mode, shock him with your taser. Shocking him when he thinks
Sha,
that will damage you, not the monster.
wa,
Tase the monster 10 times. you
ma.
win. Change yourself 4 times, you lose. Alright, I like how there's like colors to this now.
Ra, and then we'll put here, and we'll put him here and in. Okay, let's break it down. We'll say sha,
We need to make it easier on this color.
wa, then we gotta put mar together. We have to do this.
So what do we got here?
We gotta put that mar together.
1.
Then we also have to put the yam together.
Oh, we're just in for that 1.
That's this one.
Okay. Now I know
To
it's
pronounce this word correctly, like I said, paleo is a strong language.
here. Let's take a look around.
So we'll say paleo.
There it is. Ooh, you guys know what that is, right? You know what that is.
So,
What we're in for, and it's not good.
sha, wa, mar,
What's that noise?
yum.
Okay, I hear.
Aknaknawa, shawamariam.
What happened?
Aknaknawa, shawamariam.
I can't chop it. Hey, how are you?
That's how that's pronounced.
Nice to see you. I am. You're just gonna stare. Oh no, he's moving. Where'd he go?
Okay.
Okay, he ate me.
Let's get it in
Staring at
the
me.
Syrian.
Just watching me. Wow, you got it fast, and you destroyed me very fast.
Let's get into the Syrian. This will be the last thing that we'll do here. And let's break it down in the Syrian. So basically, you just come over here. Hope you guys, yeah. Let me bring it up a little bit so you can see it. We'll just bring it up a little higher right here.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to 5 Minutes at Freddy's, the yellow.
put it in green. Yeah, I think, yeah. You can see that, yeah. You can see that. Then we'll put an N here.
Save spotlights and stuff like that. I actually just got done doing a 15-hour live stream. Actually, it was
Looks
easy.
Yeah, see all that.
I don't know, there's a lot of scary dudes down here.
I'm on top of some roof.
I'm not ready.
Wait a minute.
Is the roof on fire?
Much better.
There you are. I'm glad you're here because, don't look behind you now.
Then let's put another N.
This place is really scary.
It is. It's scary stories, remember?
Oh man, more scary
Then we'll put a
stories.
Hopefully not too scary.
I'm gonna have nightmares.
Look, there he is. Tails doll.
Oh,
Oh,
you
that's
still on this kick? Tails
funny
is
looking
what
ends there.
it is.
The tails doll's totally
Then
different.
we'll put
Get
a
over it, man.
Y here.
Actually, ladies first. Go ahead.
Oh, sure.
See where are we at? It's right here.
I want a doll for my birthday.
Make sure I got this written down right.
Okay, if you say so.
Okay, that's correct. Okay. And then, plus you don't need any connectors. So yeah, that looks right. Okay, good. Then we'll bring all this down here.
Okay.
We'll do shop. Then we'll put
No problem, Ken. Oh, this is the kind of
wow. We'll put an M here.
Yay, happy birthday.
Yay, happy birthday. It's gonna be your last.
There's it.
Careful. Yeah, I heard bad things
Like
about
that.
tails doll, right?
And guys, refer to your alphabet. The first thing I'll do next week is go with alphabet again because I'm kind of getting a little sloppy myself. Okay. Then we'll have an R here.
Don't bring him into your bed.
His face is all happy. He's like,
Then we'll have a Ya. Remember, up in the air, not down here. If it was down here, it'd be wrong. It's got to be up in the air.
I wonder, was tails doll laying down before?
Then we're going to have a Hebrew character at the end here. For that M, it's got to be one of these special M's here.
Oh man, how can you
This
get more evil than the first evil Tails doll?
Because it's an ending character.
No,
And there you have it.
you're kind of creepy.
Cloning yourself, tails doll?
That's we're watching.
Gizmos, did you feed them after midnight?
We've done some prepositions, some possessive adjectives. Like I said,
Drink water on them.
to possessive adjective right here. This is one of them.
Oh, he's gone.
He's very nervous.
Agnaklawa.
Would be too, buddy. You're not
Possessive
supposed to
adjective.
And look, there's a floating bloody knife.
It's one that we've done many over as we went through watching here. Agnaklawa, Shawa Mariam. That's weird. It could be male or female.
Maybe you threw it.
Male or female. There's your breakdown. Give you guys a chance to write that. Hope you enjoyed class there. We're going to get back next week. We're going to do a little review. But this time we want to go, I think I want to go completely. I know when officers went over the Lord's Prayer. We're going to go with that. And we're going to really go over to some possessive adjectives and some prepositions in the Lord's Prayer. LASHAWAN QADASH, the Holy Tongue. This Hahaya, Kodesh, Shabashamayim, Abanawa. There's that Nawa again.
I'd be running too if I spoke that much.
Whose Father? Our Father. In this case, instead of we're us, it's our Father. It's our. Our Father. Shamka, Yahweh, Malakavka, Baba, Ratazaka, Haya, Aisha, Barataza, Kawa, Haya, Bashamaya, Nathananawa, Lakam, Kayawam, Wasalagnawa, Kawabagnawa, Kasalagnawa, Kawabavyanawa. The Lord's Prayer, and forgive us. You see a lot of nawas in there because it's saying us, our, us. Kawabwaf Yanawa, there's it, our debts. Kabayanawa, there it again, and lead us. Banasayuan, that's the word for temptation. We'll go over this, a ball, but Habshanawa, Mayan, Raikaya, Laka. And Habalakwaf, the kingdom, Wahala, the power, Wahak, the paraf. That's the glory, and the glory, and Lalalonium, forever, then it's Aman. We'll go over that next week. Don't forget it. We'll may have to take 2 parts of it in the board, and we'll go over it in its entirety so you can write it again. Just in case you missed it, we'll do that, and then we'll go over a couple more sentence structures next week. But I definitely will get into the Lord's Prayer right there, because soon we're going to get into the Psalm. We're going to try to write, if I'm not mistaken, we'll write parts of the some of the Psalms, some of the words in there. We want to get too in depth, but we'll anything that we can write down and do the Paleo and Hebrew preposition and possessive adjective breakdown of it. We will. And we'll get into the number system, but we're approaching the end of the class. We'll give you a chance to write that down. But next week, we'll say we'll get to LASHAWAN QADASH for the Lord's Prayer. And like I said, from week to week, I hope you guys keep good notes. You know, keep good notes. Write it out in your book. You know, whether it's black, blue, white, yellow, green, it doesn't matter. We'll go over the months. We'll go over the days of the week. We'll go over a few things. We may do about 3 things next week, so make sure you stay tuned. And right now, we're going to go into the ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK, started out on 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rules for a new brother, sister, Akwaf. When a new brother or sister comes to school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to the brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After the 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Ties, which is a commandment. Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8 and 10, as we've said in the past, means 10th. In Hebrew, that is ma, is da, asherah, and we had it on the board. Asherah is the number for 10. That's our base system 10. Ma asherah, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, the Most High gives you. Give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest's fund, free will offering for the priest, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like upcoming holy convocations, we're going to say, like the Passover, you make sure you get with an officer, a priest of the Most High, or Commanding General Yohana, or one of your camp leaders. We'll announce when the Passover date. It's actually the 14th day of the first month. It was Thursday, April 9th, but of course it's not that anymore. It's postponed, and we will stay with contact with your camp leader or one of the officers in the ISUPK in your area to find out when the Passover truly is. Exodus 12:1 and 51, Leviticus 23:4 and 5, 1 Corinthians 5, 7 and 8, and 2 Corinthians 30 and 17 talks about the Passover. Remind Akim and Akwaf to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black. Boots, shirts, pants, headbands, and scarf. And glad you joined class. For this we say, Shalom. See you next week.